In fact, if you go back to the press conference, you see those three guys from Apollo 11 looking very depressed. And then Neil Armstrong says, and now it says something to the effect of, now we'll view the slides from our mission so that we can reacquaint ourselves with what happened. Look, if I just went to the moon, I would have remembered every detail of every second of everything I did forever. I don't need slides to tell me what I did, you know? And when the slideshow comes on, all of a sudden these guys who are so like just bummed out, it looked like, become very animated and start like, woo. It was almost as if they were triggered in MKUltra.
The flight, as you know, started promptly. And I think that was characteristic of all the events of the flight. The Saturn gave us one magnificent ride, both into Earth orbit and on a trajectory to the moon. Our memory of that actually differs little from the reports that you have all heard from those previous Saturn V flights, and the previous flights served us well in preparation for this flight in the boost as well as the subsequent phases. We would like to skip directly to the translunar coast phase and remind ourselves of the chain of events, long chain of events that actually permitted a landing, starting with the undockings, the transposition and docking sequence. In the final phases of descent, after a number of program alarms, we looked at the landing area and found a very large crater just in the very left top corner of the picture. The camera is located in the right window and looks to the right, and it just barely sees this boulder field we're passing over right now. We're at 400 feet and those boulders are about 10 feet across. This was the area which we decided we would not go into, extended the range downrange, and saw this crater, which we passed over, this 80-foot crater, in the final phases of descent and later took some pictures of.
Is it a coincidence that MKUltra was going through its height of its program at the same time as the Apollo program? I don't think so. Operation Deep Freeze takes place in Antarctica 1955 through 56. Sputnik is launched in late 1957. Both NASA and DARPA are formed in 1958. DARPA is the Defense Agency's research projects. That's where they do all the black budget projects to create super soldiers and all kinds of other things. DARPA and NASA created the same year. This is like after Operation Deep Freeze, all these people go down to Antarctica and then something happens. Everybody pulls out of there and they decide they have to set up the Antarctic Treaty. And the treaty was finally signed into effect in '61. The treaty says you can only go there under the express guidelines of this treaty. So yeah, you can go there. There's some flat earthers that are saying you can't go there. That's not true. You can go there, but only under the express guidelines of the treaty, which means you can't just go, take a boat, go there and just go exploring Antarctica. You're going to go only where you're allowed to go. And so all of this it's setting up a very interesting timeline. At least, if you're wearing a tinfoil hat like I am, it's all kind of going, oh, wait a minute. This is really kind of wild here. And it gets worse when you get to Operation Dominic and Project Fishbowl, where they launched 31 nukes in 1962. Many of them were high-altitude nukes. Operation Fishbowl. Kennedy's speech, 1962, kicks off the space race leading to Apollo. Star Trek debuts in 1966 and goes right through 69. Apollo 11 allegedly lands on the moon in 1969. In 1972, coincidentally, just before MKUltra officially terminated. And the Omega Plan kicks in shortly thereafter. I'm not going to go into the Omega Plan. I've got a 20-minute video on YouTube if you want to check that out. That describes what I consider to be the end times plan in great detail. Now, the next video you're going to see is a video that I put together after I discovered what was really going on with Operation Fishbowl.